Today I am going to go after New Zealand's sacred cows. Groups of people who deserve criticism but never seem to get it. Groups of people regarded as above criticism when they don't deserve to be. This video will be mean, this video will be disrespectful, as it should be. First up, we have the Māori Party. The Māori Party is only a sacred cow on the political left, but they are a big sacred cow. For some reason, they are hardly ever criticised. They should be criticised constantly. Their policy is stupid. They want a separate Māori parliament, an unelected treaty dictator, a race-based pension, and a mandatory Māori roll. They want to force an outdated agreement onto modern New Zealand. Their rhetoric is stupid, accusing the last Labour government of attempting to genocide Māori, accusing the coalition of trying to eradicate Māori and being white supremacist, calling Māori critics a waste of Māori blood, claiming that Māori are genetically superior, calling Caucasians an archaic race that will soon be extinct, claiming that the Ukraine war is not our business, attempting to undermine government legitimacy. The idiocy is endless. The only thing they offer is chaos and instability. They normalise racism, they drag it into the mainstream. I detest the Māori Party, and you should too. They deserve no respect, nobody should vote for them, they are not pro-Māori at all. They should be laughed out of Parliament. The left needs to grow a spine and distance itself from them. These deranged fanatics only serve to drag our movement down. Next up we have iwi. Iwi are not a sacred cow on the political right, but they certainly are on the political left. Iwi should not be treated as representatives of Māori. They simply are not. Many Māori, including the poorest urbanised Māori, have little if any connection to their iwi. Many people don't even know their iwi, and even among those who do, many lack any connection to it. Many iwi are controlled by a very small group of very powerful and wealthy elites. And this is not to demonise iwi, this is true of most major organisations, and iwi are no exception. It is a mistake to portray them as some kind of grassroots representative for Māori. They are powerful organisations controlled by elites who often have little connection to ordinary Māori. Māori are a marginalised group, but Māori are not all equally marginalised. There are plenty of class divides within Māori society. You see, Māori society is not a monolith. Some people would do well to remember that simple reality. Perhaps New Zealand's biggest sacred cow is the farmers. And the farmers are the basis of our economy. But some farmers really do need to pull their heads in. They love to look down on the city folk. They smugly speak about how we are dependent on them for food. Dependence is mutual. Sure, we rely on farmers, but they also rely on us. Where do you think tractors come from? What about your shovel, your quad bike, your ute? These things didn't grow in a field, a cow didn't give birth to them. They were made in cities by city folk. Remember that next time you feel the urge to look down on those city folk. We are all dependent on each other. Some farmers love to tell themselves that they are so much tougher and hardier than the city folk. When they inherited highly profitable businesses, they know nothing of the poverty, uncertainty, and insecurity that dominates the lives of the urban working class. They have no right to look down on anyone, and many of these farmers are lazy. Look at federated farmers. They screech like banshees over the most mild criticism. They are more easily triggered than the worst woke university students. And they deserve criticism. Out of sheer greed and laziness, they insist on degrading the environment, mistreating their stock, and creating huge carbon emissions. This revolting immoral conduct deserves a lot of criticism. They want to dump sludge into rivers, destroying popular traditions like fishing and swimming in rivers. And for what? Just because they're lazy? Just because they couldn't be bothered disposing of things in a better way? It is pathetic. And then they screech like babies whenever they are subject to even the slightest hint of criticism. They brag about providing food. If they continue down their path of environmental destruction, they won't be providing any food. They will be creating famines. Because famines are what happens when you degrade the land and wreck the environment. The farmers have a sacred task, which they will be rewarded for, but many of them have absolutely no interest in honouring it. They milk it for money. Of course, most farmers are good people, but a very loud minority of farmers associated with groups like Federated Farmers give farming a bad name. They make farmers look like a bunch of whiny, pathetic losers. People who can't take even a drop of criticism. At even the slightest hint of it, they start whinging about anti-farmer ideology and all sorts of other nonsense. Another sacred cow is businesses. Businesses should not be a sacred cow. Many of them shamelessly exploit workers and consumers. Many of them oppress and mistreat their workers. Many of them abuse the environment and brutalize animals. Many businesses are amoral, autocratic entities making money at any cost. They have no right to be treated like a sacred cow. They complain about tall poppy syndrome. They claim that the poor are just resentful. The poor are resentful. Good, they should be. When you have been wronged, you should be resentful. The wealth of the few is built on the ruthless exploitation of the many. We should be resentful. Don't ever let them shame you for being resentful. This is simply the emotional manifestation of a rational observation. Rich people don't make money because of hard work. They have money thanks to hideous exploitation and inequality. They are your enemy. They will extract every penny from you. They will pay you as little as possible and charge you as much as possible. They give as little as they can, they take as much as they can. Because that is what the amoral profit motive demands. Their total lack of morality should not be rewarded. Don't treat them as a sacred cow. Harshly criticizing the capitalist class needs to be normalized. Family-owned businesses in particular are seen as a sacred cow. And businesses love to brag about how they are family-owned. But what is there to be proud of? Nepotism? Having a bunch of privileged brats who inherited the company in command? Wow, how impressive. The owners didn't work for it. They were born into a life of prosperity and security. Why do people brag about this? Do they think it sounds wholesome? North Korea is the world's biggest family-owned business. And they are not very wholesome. There is nothing wholesome about giving spoiled brats the keys to a life of prosperity. In this video, I have provided strong criticism of some of New Zealand's major sacred cows. I have absolutely no respect for sacred cows. We need to stop elevating these things to a status that they do not deserve. I have attacked sacred cows on both the political left and the political right. Good luck finding another commentator who will go after all of these sacred cows. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me.